going to be part of our visioning discussion. It needs to be. And we need to hear from the community what that downtown should be. We do have limitations with a major highway running through downtown. It is not going to be easy to turn it into a place like a Parkville. However, I think that with enough focus and support, we can make that downtown whatever we want it to be. It's just putting our mind to it. Instead, we've spent time over the past few years toying with different ideas and trying to incent different things from happening, but we've really never had a good plan that we're working toward. For example, if we decide that we would like to have restaurants downtown where people go after work or perhaps a corner bar, there's no parking. Parking is an issue that needs to be addressed. If we decide that the existing service type things that are down there is what we want to attract, then parking may not be as big of an issue. It's an in and out. Usually you don't have multiple people in an attorney's office. But we need to define that, and we need to solicit feedback from the community as to if that downtown is critical, the vitality of that downtown is critical, or do we need to focus on other areas that can provide those same type of amenities?
Okay, final question. How would you define the term vision for our community, and what specific elements do you consider essential to include when defining that term? Again, how would you define the term vision for our community, and what specific elements do you consider essential to include when defining that term?
Defining vision.
Steve will go first.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's like, you could have gone. Being the first is always the most difficult. Vision for the community. When we're talking about, and you know, the individuals who founded this city back in the 1860s had a vision for the community. They saw that we were a nexus of three major trails: the Oregon Trail, the California Trail, and the Santa Fe Trail. And they laid out this grand vision for a city based on being a hub of transportation, being a hub of commerce for those individuals who were on the road out west. And I think that our whole history as a community has been to service transportation of some sort, one way or the other, northeast, southwest, north-south, east-west, and all roads up until recently run through Kansas City and by extension Gardner, Kansas. So what we're talking about here is, how do we build on that vision? And again, I believe in organic growth. I believe that organically individuals will make their decisions left to their own devices and make them, try to make a good decision for themselves, their families, and business community. And I think that if we were to leverage our past as a crossroads of commerce and begin to work with the business community to help to build a vision for the next 50 years based on our transportation assets. We've got a major airport, we've got an intermodal hub, we've got major rail lines coming into this town. If we can work on really leveraging that and being a hub of commerce once again, I think Gardner has a very bright future ahead.
I think the vision for our community is to remain a community. I think that a community is one in which I think Gardner displays a lot of values and support for each other. We've had a lot of differing opinions and views and things like that, and it still amazes me that with all of the turmoil that's happened, we still pull together as a community. When a mother whose son is graduating from basic training in California, who many people within the city don't know, can ask for help to get there and receive it, that's a community. So when we talk about a community, that's what I think. It's pride, it's the helpfulness, it's the camaraderie that we feel for each other, no matter what some of the personal differences are. And I think that the key to that is making sure that we responsibly facilitate, whether it be through business or decisions that we make as a council, that we don't lose that. I think that is the key thing that makes Gardner unique from other cities around this area.
A great question. Define vision. And I would agree with both Steve and Christy, and I would hope to expound on that. The vision that Gardner had when my wife and I moved to town was a sense of community, and it had the Mayberry effect, if you will. Our late chief talked a lot about Mayberry, and that was kind of his style, our police chief. Now we've got an opportunity to kind of check that vision and understand where we're headed. And I think that direction comes into mind. I think the direction is that we want to remain a solid, helpful community. I think we want to embrace our core strengths of logistics. I-35, the airport, the intermodal. I mean, we have everything but a port. But at the end of the day, we need to continue to keep that vision solely and specific to Gardner. We don't necessarily need to become an Overland Park or an Olathe as an example. We want to be Gardnerites. And I know I value that as I raise my family, our little daughter. We're proud to say that we live in Gardner, down in southwest Johnson County. And so with that, I just think that we need to just continue to cultivate that and just move forward.
Very good. Well, again, thank you all for being here this evening and for your commitment to serving as public officials for Gardner. We wish you the absolute best of luck on April 2nd. For everybody in the audience, I too want to thank you all for coming out this evening. It's been great to have you here. I appreciate your comments and your questions that you all submitted. And if there's one thing that I can't stress enough, that is we have to be able to get out and vote on April 2nd. It's one of the unique things that makes this country great, and we need to take advantage of that opportunity. So please, I encourage everyone, get out, cast your vote on April 2nd, and we wish all of the candidates here this evening the absolute best of luck. So again, thank you all for being here. We'll be conducting this candidate interview again tomorrow night for all of the school board members. So please feel free to come out and join us again tomorrow evening. Thank you.